Hi, I'm Simone. I'm the CSF College Preparatory Advisor at Auburn Mountain View High School.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm the CSF Advisor at Kent Meridian High School.
Hi, my name is Courtney. I am a college and career coach at Meridian Middle School in Kent.
Hi, my name is Lakeisha and I'm the CSF Regional Director for the Seattle-King County region. During the pandemic, our students really had to take on kind of the extra and added responsibilities of being at home, and so you're taking care of your siblings. Sometimes you're working part-time or even full-time while you're trying to be a student. And so I think it's really hard to focus on school and to think about post-secondary planning when you're just trying to survive. So with all of these challenges that your students were faced with, how are you able to support them?
Finding different ways to keep them connected and excited and interested. Always starting off my lessons with check-ins and really give them a chance to express themselves beyond just showing up and doing their English lesson.
Yeah. I just made myself available for them and let them know that any time of the day, if it's an emergency situation or something little, call me. Shoot me a text, shoot me an email, I'm here. And that really went a long way with them.
Yeah, I think another way that we were able to support our students was with the COVID Student Support Fund, because we got a lot of requests from our students related to kind of meeting their basic needs. So a lot of our students really struggled with eviction and needed rental assistance, or they really struggled with food insecurity. And so we were connecting them to food banks around the city.
Most of the students that requested help was for rent or just paying the phone bill, utilities. So having that COVID relief support fund really made a difference in taking away that pressure that they wanted to help their parents with.
I had a student who unfortunately caught COVID during the school year and needed help with medication. And so luckily enough, we had the funds to send that student to help them, take care of not only medical visits, but the medication that they needed to help recover from COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had one student last year who requested COVID student support funds because their house had burned down. And we were able to get additional support from some of our donors to support that student and their family while they had to seek shelter and repair their home. So what do you all think will be the long-term effects of the pandemic if we don't address them with our students?
A lot of students changed their minds during the pandemic as far as what they wanted to do after high school, because for a lot of them, it's hard to see past your nose. It's hard to see what's ahead. And so for many of them, it's like, well, if this is how life is gonna be, why should I go to college anyways?
I agree. There's so much students who are trying to do credit recovery and just come back academically. And it's overwhelming for the schools, for the teachers, as much as it is for the students.
I feel like one of the goals of CSF is to really address some of those systemic barriers for low-income students. They need to know that they can go to college if that's what they choose to do, that that's attainable. And if we don't address that now, we're going to continue to have a permanent underclass of students who become underprivileged, underserved adults. This new opportunity, this Rally for College initiative, is going to allow us to serve those students.
I'm excited for this new change, and I think it's going to benefit all of our students because we have a wider range of students that we're able to work with. I can see how more resources will be available to all students.
I think it starts with us and just our presence in the schools and students just naturally gravitating to us because they can really relate to us on how we look, on what we eat, cultural similarities. So I feel like that's a big part.
We have such a strong network of people to pull from too. I know that CSF has a platform that is going to be with them through the rest of their educational journey, and we can continue to support that growth and development.
That's cool. And going back to what you all were saying, representation really matters. And so I think kind of James calls it the secret sauce of CSF, is the relationships that our students have with their advisors. They see themselves in us. They trust that when they ask for help, that we're going to be there to help guide them through their college and career journey. If there was ever a time to provide these resources to our students, it is now, because this pandemic has created lots of challenges for our students that they are going to be working through for the next several years. So in order for them to stay on their path and recover the learning that has been lost, academically, socially, emotionally, they need these resources in order for them to be successful.
Funny story, I actually didn't want to go to college. I'm first generation, but turns out being at Wazoo was probably one of the best experiences that I've ever had, and it opened so many doors for me. From the network that I built and the friendships that I built, not only am I still connected to those to this day, but they've put me in so many rooms and spaces that I never thought would ever be possible for me, or things that I dreamt of that I was like, well, how would I make this happen? And they happened because I was on that campus. And realizing that, I'm like, I have to give this back to students who probably are in a similar place as I once was.
For me, earning that college degree was a big deal for my family. I'm the youngest of 5 siblings, and I'm the first of my siblings to be born in the United States. My family came here as refugees during the Vietnam War. So I am my parents' living American dream. So it meant a lot for our whole family.
The reason I wanted to become a social worker was because I wanted to help kind of even the playing field. I really wanted to work with youth and families who were most vulnerable and support them in navigating systems that often weren't designed or set up for them to be successful. So it was important for me to pursue a career in the area of social work so that I could improve those systems. And I think that working in schools has really shown me that education can be a great equalizer. It really can. So if you are armed with an education, with a degree, you can really change the world. You can have influence, you can be powerful, and you can inspire others.